Okay, so you remember when you were growing up, your mom said if you don't have anything nice to say about someone or something, don't say anything at all. I'm assuming this is why Google turned off the comments on their ad for the Olympics called Dear Sydney. For those of you who don't know, Google produced probably one of the most cringeworthy ads I've ever seen. In fact, anyone on the internet, on Reddit, everywhere, look at these comments, has ever seen. Basically, if you haven't seen it, let's watch it right now. It's about a minute long. It's called Dear Sydney. Here, let's take a look.
My little girl's always been a runner, just like me. I've always thought she was following
So far, so good.
steps. Hey, go get her, baby. But lately, she's been looking up to someone else. She might even be the world's #1 Sydney fan. And like Sydney, she's focused on her technique. Good job, baby. Accelerate out the curve. High knees. There you go.
Okay, so this isn't cringy yet.
Show Sydney some love, and I'm pretty good with words. But
Now it's getting cringy.
Just right.
Here, this is the part.
Help my daughter write a letter telling Sydney how inspiring she is.
Why?
Be sure to mention that my daughter plans on breaking her world record one day. She says, sorry, not sorry.
Just like you. Okay, so, and justifiably all the criticism about this ad, why are we using AI, why are we using chatbots, why are we using Gemini to replace the core human interactions that we have? I mean, this is a seminal moment in this young girl's life, in this fictional young girl's life, where she can reach out to her idol in her own words. Why are we outsourcing that to AI? Everyone who watched it had basically the same gut reaction to this ad. So, and I did too. I don't really have anything to say about that, but there are two parts here that I would do differently, and maybe that would have mitigated the amount of hate right now that Google, Gemini, and Google is getting for creating this ad. Okay, so the first thing, right? The first thing that they did right, actually, which was kind of overlooked in this video, and you only saw it for a second here. Let me play it back to you again. Okay. High knees, high knees. He says high knees twice. Okay, so the dad is coaching his daughter, okay? And he's using AI, he's using Gemini to improve his coaching techniques, okay? And I think this is an amazing use case. This could have been the commercial, it could have been the dad, and it could have been a progression over the years, right? Of the girl starting out, and then, you know, him training her, but then when he gets access to these amazing LLMs like Gemini, all of a sudden his knowledge base, all of a sudden he can become a much better coach. He can improve his daughter's performance. He ends up becoming an amazing coach, improves his daughter's performance, and together they reach the Olympics, and then they say hi to her idol, Sydney, whatever. You know, that would have been one option. They could have gone a different direction, and it wouldn't have been as cringy, because here we're not replacing our interactions, we're actually improving ourselves, improving the way we interact with other humans using AI. So that would have been the first change that I would have made in that commercial in order to improve it and make it, I guess, less cringy. And number two, and this is the obvious one, and I don't know why someone at Google didn't stand up and say, hey guys, why don't we just reverse this and it'll be incredibly less cringy, okay? What I mean by reversing it is, what if Sydney wrote a letter to the young girl? What if the dad was like, okay, Gemini, act as though you are Sydney, I don't know her full name, Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone, to the young girl and say, okay, Gemini, act as though you are American hurdler and, you know, celebrity Sydney McLaughlin. Write a letter to my daughter encouraging her to practice hard, encouraging her to, you know, make the necessary commitments to the sport, impress upon her the value of good, I don't know, good nutrition, of working out, of balancing your working out with your life. I think if she had gotten that letter, it would have motivated her incredibly. And then the other thing that would have been an outcome of that letter, the father, he could have been like, you know what, because in the beginning of the video he says, I used to be a runner too. Maybe you could say, you know, I used my connections in running to reach out to one of my friends who knows Sydney, and she actually wrote you a letter. Here's the letter that she wrote you, and it was written by AI. Of course, it was written by Gemini, but she doesn't need to know that. And as far as she's concerned, her celebrity, her idol, reached out to her and gave her some practical advice on how to improve as a runner. So just by making those two changes, by emphasizing the coaching aspect and how LLMs can help you improve your knowledge base as a coach, and then on the other hand, making all these celebrities and people and idols accessible to the people. And this is something that we used to do back in the chatbot days. I remember I made a Miss Piggy chatbot for Disney, and fans were crazy about this thing because it was the first time they had a chance. Some of them had been, fans for over 40 years. First time they had a chance to actually talk to her. So Google, if you're going to make another commercial for the Olympics, I'm here. You can reach out to me. I'm happy to. I don't need to do the actual production. I can if you want me to, but I can come in the editing and sort of consult and say, okay, guys, I think you should do it differently. I don't know, just putting it out there. And if you're interested in my perspective on AI, I have to really seriously question your priorities in life. But follow me on YouTube, and then give me a like and a subscribe, and your blood type, and blank checks made out the cash. All right, thank you. That's been me, Jason, and go Team USA.